Hey you guys, what the fuck is up? If you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you are not new here, welcome the fuck back. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Either way, if you haven't, if you have, whatever. So today I'm actually going to be doing a story time. So I actually did a poll on my Instagram, and you guys, I was gonna do either a try these Asian snacks that I got off Amazon, or a story time about my stalker, and you guys, surprise surprise, picked the story time about my stalker. And so I will be getting high. I actually got right here, it's a hybrid, it's a Gorilla Glue classic flower. Okay, we got that classic hoe. And so here's how it looks. I ordered this from Ease. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ease. It's actually a delivery service. So I mean, I'm not freaking sponsored or anything, but yeah, it's a really cool delivery service, and they deliver it right to your door. All you need is your ID, and it's pretty clutch because like you don't want to leave your house because of COVID, or if like you're just like you can't go to the store for some reason and you need them to deliver it straight to your door. No, you just hit up Ease. It's spelled E-A-Z-E, Ease. Okay, that's what I use to order my weed when I do order it. Sometimes I prefer to go to the weed shop, which I actually do prefer, but you know, a bitch has been immobile lately, so I've just been ordering off Ease. Anyway, so that's where I got my weed. This is a hybrid I'm gonna smoke so I don't fall asleep while telling you guys this video. Telling you guys this story, not video. And I will be drinking Copala. It is red wine. It's a cab. It's very good. I really like this. It's pretty strong. Gets the job done. I don't know the alcohol percentage on it, and I don't feel like looking for it right now. It's probably, oh, here it is, 14. I was just about to say it's probably 14. It's 14.1 alcohol, and that's pretty high. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but whatever. So yeah, that's the wine of the night. And then we are smoking Gorilla Glue classic. Okay, honey. So yeah, and oh yeah, and then I am going to be rolling a blunt. So this is Banana Smash, which is one of my favorite blunt flavors. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be smoking. I had already cut the blunt because I just wanted to be prepared. Anyway, so today we are going to be telling the story about when I got stalked, and I'm not going to give away the ending right now, but yeah, I got stalked in my old apartment. So yeah, here we go. So we're going to take it all the way back. For those of y'all who didn't know, I am currently 29 years old. I will be 30 this October. Libra gang, you know what's up. I love how I go like this, like trying to do a gang sign and just look freaking stupid. Anyway, so yeah, I will be 30 in October. So this story takes place when I was about, so I moved out on my own when I was 22, and this happened about like 2 or 3 years after I moved. I lived in my apartment. I think I was 24 at the time. I think I was 23 or 24 anyway. Oh wow, that's a little too much. So, as I was saying, I moved into my apartment complex. I'm going to give you guys a rundown on how my apartment was. So, it was on the first floor. It was on the first floor. It was a 4-story. It was an older complex. It wasn't super nice, but it was super spacious. So when you walk in, there's a living room, and in the living room there was like this sliding door, right? So there's a sliding door, and the sliding door was freaking broken. Like no matter what, I kept calling management because I'm a freaking young girl. I'm like a 23-year-old girl living on my own in the middle of Hollywood. Like this is like my first time living on my own, you know? Like I lived on my own. I had a roommate or something like a few years before that, like a while ago, but like I never lived on my own. So it was scary that there was a sliding door in my living room. So there's this big living room, right, with the sliding door that's broken. So there's a sliding door, then there's a kitchen, and then there's a little long hallway, like to the right of the kitchen. There's a long hallway. Then the bathroom's right across the street from the street, right across the hall from the hallway, and then to the left there's my bedroom. Okay, and I'm on the first floor. so you don't gotta like climb up no stairs or nothing to get to my floor. So yeah, so I'm on the first floor, and there's a sliding door in my freaking living room. So there's a sliding door basically in my living room, and the sliding door was broken like since I could remember. The whole time I lived there, that gosh damn sliding door was freaking broken. And I kept telling the management, you fix it, or you're gonna fix it, or when are you gonna fix it? And I remember what they would do is they would come in and they would fix it, and all they would do is freaking like, they got some rope that you can get from like Home Depot or freaking the dollar store or something, and it was like the pulling sliding door. So like, it's like you pull it and there's like a little clicker thing. I don't know, that sounds stupid, but like I don't know what other way to describe it. So like you pull it and then there's like a little click thing, click up or down, and you click it and it closes on the door or whatever to keep it locked. And so that closed, but it was loose. So when you pull it, you could like easily jiggle the door and get into my apartment. You know, like I remember I would get like too drunk, and sometimes I would lose my keys, or I just couldn't like, something would happen to my keys or something, and I couldn't get in my apartment, and I would just break in my own apartment. Like I would just freaking jiggle the door really hard and it would open. So that terrified me. You know, I remember one time I had an ex-boyfriend, we had gotten in a fight. That's a whole nother story. And he goddamn broke into my damn apartment while mama was fucking asleep, okay? So it was that type of shit situation. So
I'm in the ghetto.
So God forbid someone find out that me, little 23-year-old cute little me, freaking live there by myself, you know. Anyway, let me get to the rest of the story. So that was my apartment. I lived there for like I lived there for about 5 years, from 22 to 25-ish. And then I moved in with my ex-boyfriend. Anyway, so I'm living there, right? And so I do not drive. Long story short, I do not drive. And so I walk everywhere pretty much. And I was freaking walking to the store. I don't remember where I was walking, to be honest. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. And I hate that I'm doing this with lip gloss on, because I'm going to fuck my lip gloss up.
Oh my god!
Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to finish this blunt so I can get high with you guys. I just got weed in my mouth. Okay, you guys. Here we go. I just swallowed some weed. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. Here is the finished specimen. Got my lighter right here. See, you got the little shroomies on there. I hope you guys can see that. And here's my Z-Blunts. Anyways, oh my gosh, there's lip gloss. Hold on, you guys. Let me get my ashtray real quick. Okay, guys. So back to my story. As I was saying, so I would walk everywhere, right? I would walk everywhere in around town to do my errands or whatever. I would walk to CVS or whatever, or to the liquor store, or whatever I needed, I would walk there. So one of the days I was walking, I'm walking, listening to music in my headphones, minding my motherfucking business, as you should, as I should, as I would have, okay? And freaking some old musty ass man, homeless man. I didn't really know he was homeless. He looked like a construction worker to me, like some old construction worker. He was like Caucasian, really tall, gray hair. It looked like I remember he had some kind of I don't know if it was like a utility belt or something, but something that led me to believe he was a construction worker. Like he looked like he had been at work all day, you know. So and me, you know, like even if like a homeless person or like some thirsty guy does try talking to me, especially at that time, like I'm a lot older now, so I'm a little bit meaner. But back then I was such a pushover and so sweet to everyone. Like you could be like an annoying crackhead on the street and like be harassing me, and I'd be like, oh, okay honey, it's fine, like I hope you have a great lovely day, you know. Like I was like really nice to everybody. It didn't matter who it was, and I'm still like that, but like now I set my boundaries because I've been through situations like this. So this guy, he like starts talking to me. He's like, hey, and I was like, oh, hi. You know, I had my headphones in. I was like, hi, because he like made it apparent that he was in my vicinity. And he's like, how are you? I was like, I'm good, how are you? And he's like, good. And he was just like, I don't really remember the whole conversation, but he was just like creating small talk, right? And I was like, yeah. And this is as I'm walking home, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know, right? And he's like, oh, so do you smoke? And this was my fucking fault. I was so stupid for this. I was like, yeah, I smoke. And he's like, oh, well, maybe we could smoke sometime. Like, as I'm walking up, my dumbass, I'm walking up to the gate of my apartment, right? And I'm like, I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I was like, but thanks for the offer, you know. I was like, but yeah, like, I hope you have a good day. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, we can smoke sometime. And so when you go into my apartment, my old apartment, you have to push in, there's a gate, right? And then you have to punch in the passcode, and then it makes a buzzing sound, and then you go in, you know? So I wasn't really that worried about it because I knew there was a gate. Oh, one of my rings blew off. Anyway, I knew there was a gate. There was a gate there, so like I wasn't like that concerned about it. I was just like, whatever. And he doesn't know what apartment I live in, even though I was on the first. So the gate, through the gate, my apartment was straight forward. And you know, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure I remember, because I remember him like standing outside of the gate, and he was just like, are you sure you don't want to smoke sometime? And I was like, no. I was like, thank you though for the offer. I think I said I had a boyfriend or something. Say I have a boyfriend, he wouldn't like that, but bye. And like I closed the gate behind him. My stupid ass was nice enough to talk to this fool like the rest of the way home, which was probably like a 3 or 4 minute. He called me like 3 or 4 minutes before I got home, so I was just kind of like, fuck, you know, maybe even less. Like I was like literally like turning the corner to my house. It was like literally probably 3 minutes, okay? And so I remember I like pretended to go upstairs so he thought I was on the second floor, because you know I wasn't that stupid, but I remember like dodging it and going upstairs, and I waited like a minute, and then I freaking walked down and go into my apartment complex, right? And I was number 2? Yeah, I was number 2. So you walk through the gate, it buzzes, you go straight down, and I'm the second building there, right? And so Lord be with me. Okay, so the story's honestly a little blurry, but I'm gonna tell you guys to the best of my recollection. So I am walking maybe like a few days or a week later. I don't remember like how long it was, but I remember it was not that long. It was like 3 to 4 days, you know. It was in between 3, 4, or 5 days. It was no longer than 5 days later, because I walk everywhere, you know. I was walking to like CVS or something to get snacks or fucking cat food or something. And so I'm walking down the street, walking. I see this guy again, you know, which is like, it's common in Hollywood, because I figured it was just some like Hollywood bum or something, or like a crackhead or something. And like, you know, I felt bad for him, and I see him again, but I'm like also kind of freaked out. I'm like, oh, hi, you know. And he like barges up to me, and like the way he would come up to me was really creepy. He'd be like, hey, like because I always have headphones in, or I'm like on the phone or something, so I'm not like, I'm paying attention to my surroundings. But let me mind you, I was like 23 at the time. I was a lot younger, so I wasn't as like conscious of my actions and surroundings at the time. So I was just like on my headphones, blah blah. and all of a sudden he popped up, hey, and I'm just like, you know, I kind of like was started. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh hey, and he's like, how are you doing? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, I'm kind of in a rush, you know, trying to get here. I have to meet someone. I just made up a lie or something. And I just remember like trying to like push, like get him away, you know, and he keeps talking to me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this guy is freaking like annoying, you know. Like, I didn't think he was like harmful or anything. I just thought he was just some annoying, like lonely old guy who's probably a bum on the streets of that area. But the thing is, like, at first I didn't, like I said earlier, I did not think he was a bum the first time. Like, I thought he was maybe like a construction worker or something, but like by this time I was like, okay, this guy's clearly on drugs or something. Like, he's still on my street and he's like wandering the streets, and I randomly see him. That's definitely like a crackhead, you know. He didn't look that crackheadish though. He just seemed like some thirsty construction worker who just wanted some pussy or something. Anyway, so yeah, that was that situation. I remember he was talking to me for a little bit, and I was just like, cool, alright, bye-bye. Fast the fuck forward. Hold on, I'm gonna need a drink for this, because this part is where it gets scary. So, guys, let me take another hit of this. By the way, do you guys not love my sushi case? Isn't that cute? I just got it off Amazon. I just had to show you guys real quick. I'm like, hello? No, I'm just joking. Anyways, so, as I was saying, back to my story. Where was I? Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, I don't know, some of you guys may or may not know that I stripped, or I stripped, but I was stripping before quarantine. I'll still go back to stripping. I'm probably gonna start traveling and stripping. But anyways, besides the point, I strip. So I work very late hours, like, and this is when I was working at Sam's Hot Bra. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the place. Anyone from LA might be familiar, but I worked at Sam's Hot Bra for like probably since I was 21 until I was 24, like a good 4 years or something. So I wouldn't get off till like 2 in the morning, so that's pretty late, you know. So I wouldn't come home until super late, and I would be really fucked up because I would get like trashed. Like, I would be drinking like Hennessy shot after Hennessy shot, like Henny shots, tequila shots. Like, this is when I was getting really trashed at work. Like, the recent strip club I work at didn't serve alcohol for that reason, because I would get too fucked up. That's a whole nother story time. I can give you guys plenty of stripper story times. Comment down below if you guys want to see that, because the Lord knows that I can embarrass myself with a few of those stories. Anyway, besides the point. So I was working at Sam's at the time. I remember I came home from Sam's. I think I would get a ride. I would carpool with my friend. And yeah, so she dropped me off at the gate, and so like I said, the apartment complex was janky. Like, that screen door shit was broken. That really pissed me off. And it was a sketchy area, honestly. There's a lot of like shady shit going around in that area. Like, it's a very like drug area, and like there's a lot of like prostitutes roaming the streets and shit in the middle of the night, and like it was just a sketchy area. But I was like used to it, so it's like my home. And it's also just in the middle of Hollywood. Like, you get used to it. And then one of my good friends had lived next door to me before that. She wasn't living there at the time. She had moved out. But, like, so I was used to that area. But I remember at the time, so when you walk into the hallway past the gate, there's, like, these lights that are usually lit up that light up the hallway to the apartment complex. And for like a week straight or something, the freaking lights were broken. So like, it was pitch black when you walk up to my apartment, which was really freaking scary. I remember I would like rush to my apartment door, or sometimes I would turn my light on, my light to my phone on. Like, I would like turn it on and like flash it on the floor or whatever. And I just remember that day they were off, and I was like drunk as shit. I was just trying to get to my apartment, and I was just like, fuck. So I'm like power walking to my apartment, and you walk up these steps, and on the bottom of the steps on the other side, inside past the gate, there's a bench, right? So I walked up the stairs, and I'm walking past the bench up to my apartment, and it's pitch black, so I can't even see the bench, mind you. and I'm walking to my apartment. All of a sudden, I hear the freaking voice. I hear voice. Hey! I screamed so motherfucking loud. Your girl done fucking screamed bloody murder. I screamed so, I was terrified. It's like you're in the dark and someone's like, hey, like in the middle of the night. It's 2 a.m. I'm freaking stressed. I was like, what the fuck? I screamed, ah! And then I was like, what the fuck? And then I look over, and guess who the fuck is in, like, right next to me. Like, so there's like a, it's not a fence, it's just like the railing, because I'm above him, right? Because he's sitting, this is the creepiest part. So I'm like a floor above him, but I can still see right there, you know, and there's a railing. I hope I'm explaining this right. I'm like tipsy right now. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. When you walk through the gate, you walk up some stairs, and then below those stairs on the left side, there's a freaking bench. So I walk up the stairs, and he comes up from that bench. I'm assuming he was sitting at that bench waiting for me to get home. I don't know how he knew what time I would get home or when I would be home, or maybe he just showed up and was waiting for me. He realized I wasn't home. Oh my god, I'm getting like straight up. I need another little drink. I'm sorry. This story like creeps me out every time I like think about it, because I still don't know what the hell this guy was doing.
Shots of vodka. Ooh, it's gonna be strong.
To begin with, in the first place. But anyways, so he pops up. It's 2 in the morning. I just got off work. I'm caught off guard. Hey! And I screamed loud as fuck. And then I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, whoa. I was like, oh my god. Like, you know, I was startled. And he's like, hey. And then I was just like, hi. You know, I was like, what are you doing here? Like, you know, and then he was just like, oh, well, you know, I just wanted to see if you wanted to smoke. Like, if you wanted to smoke some weed. And I was like, no. I was like, get the fuck away. What are you doing? You know, I was like, what are you doing in my apartment right now? First of all, and no, I don't want to smoke weed. I was like, no, I don't want to smoke weed. This is the third time I've seen this guy, and he knew where, I'm pretty sure it was the third. I might have seen him another time before that. Honestly, I don't really remember. But I remember I had only seen him a few times before he had shown up to mine. He was sitting on the bench of where I lived, you guys. Like, I had never told this guy where I lived. I never shown this guy where I lived. I had, like, the one time that he saw me walk up to my gate, I had went upstairs, so it looked like I went upstairs. So clearly that means this guy was watching me, and he probably stood on the corner or some shit and was looking to see where I live. Like, so I scream at him. I was like, can you please get the fuck away from my apartment? He's like, can I come in and we can smoke? I have some weed. And mind you guys, it's still pitch black. I can barely see. I see who it is. I can clearly tell who it is. You know, it's the freaking hard hands. Okay? I didn't get to the part where his name. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. So the first time I met him, I totally skipped the main part. His name is fucking Hard Hands, okay? I call him Hard Hands. My best friend Sarah, shout out to you, Sarah. You know, we were laughing about this the other day. She calls him Hard Hands. So when I met him, he was like, hi, my name's Lolo so-and-so. And my stupid ass was like, hi, because I'm polite like that and stupid at the time. I was like, hi, I'm DJ, this and that. Shook his hands. I swear to motherfucking God, y'all. Or, sorry, didn't mean to say the Lord's name in vain, but I swear to the bejesus that his hands were as hard as a rock. Like a rock. Oh, like a rock. You guys remember that commercial? They were hard as hell. It felt like I had just like You know when someone has rusty ass hands? That's why I thought he did construction. That's exactly why, because his hands were like rusted. Like, you know when like right here on your hands are rusty and hard, like, or when you've been working out a lot? Like, that's what I thought. That's why I thought he was in construction. And he looked all dusty. Like, his clothes were all dusty. And then when I shook his hands, that's why I remember. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so shitty at telling the story. I'm skipping parts because I'm a little tipsy and I'm high. But I got to that part. Anyway, so yeah, his hands were super hard or whatever. And that's why I called him hard hands. Anyway, so yeah. So I was just like, get the fuck away from me. I was like, please get away from me. I was like, leave me. I didn't say get the fuck away from me. I remember I was too nice. I know I wouldn't have said that. I was just like, please get away from me. Like, I'm going to sleep. Like, leave. What the fuck? You know, I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Bye. Get the fuck out. You know, like. And, so he's like, oh, he's like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I was like, no, I'm fine. And he's like, okay, well, he's like, maybe later. I was like, yeah, no, bye. And when I tell you, like, my heart was racing and I was really scared. Like, I was seriously really scared. And so I have my little kitty at the time, Mula, and I still have her. She's at my mom's house now. But, she was like, she was living in my apartment, obviously. But she was an indoor-outdoor cat, so sometimes she was inside and sometimes she was outside. I'm not sure. I think because I would leave her out sometimes because she was like wild and she would like to roam free and shit, and like she knew all the neighbors and stuff. So I would leave her out and then I would just let her in when I got home, or like sometimes she would just want to leave my place, which hence why she's at my mom's place, because I wasn't home enough. And I adopted her from the shelter, so she was just a street cat at heart. So if I didn't let her out, she would freak out and I would feel bad because she's stuck in my apartment and she was like dating this little cat that lived next door, you know. So I had to let her go do her thing. And so I remember this time I was not in my apartment and I was finding shit like moved around in my apartment, guys. Like, I was finding, like, you know when you like put something somewhere and you know that you had put it there, and like for a fact you know that, oh, I had put this here, I set that down there before I left the house or whatever. I would find shit of mine like missing all the freaking time. Like after this incident, like I would find like maybe my glasses missing, or like maybe like a purse, or I would just find shit moved around, okay? And one of the weirdest days, this story's gonna mesh into one. I'm just gonna tell you guys how I remember it. One of the weirdest days when I knew Hard Hands was breaking into my apartment and doing Lord knows what. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna know what he was doing when I tell you what I found in my apartment. So one of the times I had found, I go in my apartment and I had found, like, it looked like an Elmer's glue bottle. So it was like this big, and it looked like, that's the only way I could describe the bottle, looked like an Elmer's glue bottle. Like, it was like thick like this, and then with that little like tip at the top that looked, you know what I'm saying, and like you could squeeze it out, and it was lotion. It was a rusty ass lotion, and the lotion sticker, you know, there's a sticker on the lotion, it was all like old and like musted. Like, it just looked like, it looked like a lotion bottle you would see on the street in the corner, like, you know, like that some like homeless person had used, or like someone, you know, it just looked like a really ratchet ass lotion bottle that I would not have in my apartment. And it was in my kitchen on the counter. So I was like freaking tripping out, okay, you guys. And okay, so there's another time, before I tell you guys the rest of the story, there was another time where my best friend Sarah, she I think this is a part I already freaking spaced out, forgot to tell you guys. My best friend Sarah, she was at my house, right? Because me and her would always, like, we would go to this club called Joseph's in Hollywood. We were always together. Like, we were going to random clubs. She was sleeping over my house, or I was sleeping over her house, right? So I think I remember me and her were hungover. I think we had went to Joseph's the night before. I was going through a breakup or something, and I heard the door knock, right? This was probably like, this guy was stalking me for probably like 2 months, and I had called the cops, you guys. I freaking called the cops and they did nothing. Like, I had reported this shit to the cops and no one did anything, okay? So let me get back to the story. So I'm at home, I'm hungover as shit, and I remember me and Sarah in my room watching a movie or something, and I hear the door knock, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's probably fucking Hard Hands, because I had already had a feeling, like, I don't have no freaking friends, I don't have no visitors, you know, so I went to look at the fucking door, through the door, and it was fucking Hard Hands, okay? And I got, like, my heart stopped. I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Hard Hands again, like, you know, I was like, holy fuck. Like, I got freaked out, so I was like, oh my god, I was like, Sarah, I was like, you have to answer. Okay, you guys, sorry, the recording stopped. Okay, so Hard Hands. Okay, so me and my friend are watching a movie. That's where we left off. Me and my friend are watching a movie, and then freaking all of a sudden we hear a knock at the door, and I'm like, okay, go get the door, like, and then freaking she answers, and she's like, oh, there's some like freaking, because I'm hungover at the house, right? And she's like, oh, there's some freaking old man outside at the door, like, she's like, should I answer? And then I look through the door, right, and it's Hard Hands. It's Hard Hands at the fucking door. And I remember it was in the morning, like super early out of nowhere, and I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, dude, I was like, you have to answer and tell him I'm not home. Like, this is how bad it got. I was like, you have to answer and tell him I'm not home. So she answers the door. And she's like, oh, like, I'm listening at the corner of the wall, because, like, there's, like, a corner, and then, like, you walk through the hallway, and then there's my doorway. Girl, I'm sorry, I have a wedgie.
Oh, hell no!
Anyways, so then she's like, oh yeah, he's like, hi, is DJ home? And it's so creepy how he knew my name. Like, I know I probably told him my name was DJ, but it's just creepy that he like remembers, and like, he's like, hi, is DJ home? And my friend's like, oh, she's not here right now. And she said that when she opened the door, he would like, he popped his head in. I kid you not, like, she will vouch for me. Like, he popped his head in and was like looking to see if I was there. Like, kind of pushed his way in, and he was like, is DJ home? You guys, like, imagine how fucking creepy. And she said that he was like, he's like, hi, and he like shook her hand, and that like she felt that his hands were rock hard too, like, and me and her came up with the name Hard Hands, because we were like, dude, like, his hands are fucking, she was like, his hands are hard, right? I was like, yeah, his hands are rock hard. We were like busting out. We're like, oh, that's fucking Hard Hands. Yeah, but she said that he had barged in the apartment and was trying to motherfucking look at my apartment to see if I was home. No, bitch, I'm home and you're freaking me out. Okay, so anyway, so this went on, like, I think he only showed up, that's the only few times I saw him. But the shit that was going missing in my apartment, shit was going missing, shit was moved around, and I would tell my friends and family, and they were like, oh, you're like, you must be on drugs, you're going crazy. I'm like, which I was. No, I'm just joking. But like, I was not going crazy, you know, like, I knew like my shit was being moved around. Like, you know when like something is not there. And then the lotion, that's when I really knew. I was like, you know what, this is not my lotion. I have never busted in my apartment. Like, this is fucking weird. And like, and also the door jam thing would be like moved. Like, you could just tell it was like tampered with, you know, like that shit was tampered.
That your pussy's been tampered with.
So my crazy ass, I started doing this shit. Like, I would let my cat out, because she was a street cat, like I said. I would let her out to play with her cat friends, and I would go to work, but I would I would get like a sandal and I would put it in the door. You know, I'd wedge it in the door and I'd close the door and I would take a picture of it. This is how, because everyone thought I was crazy. I was like, no, I swear, like someone's breaking in my place. Like I feel unsafe here. Something weird is going on. This guy keeps following me. He's stalking me. Like I'm freaked out and no one believed me, okay? So I let my cat out for the day and then I would put my sandal in the door and I take a picture of it. Then I open the door like partial and I take a picture of like the exact like this sounds crazy, I know, but like I had to prove everyone wrong and like prove myself right. I was like, dude, I'm scared for my life. This is weird. I don't feel safe in my home. Like I couldn't even sleep. Like I remember I would stay up all night. I wouldn't sleep till 7 in the morning until it was sunlight out because I was like terrified that someone was gonna like break in my apartment and rape me and kill me. Seriously, you guys, like this was actually really traumatizing for me, and I have like PTSD from it. Like every like day when I come home, I like check behind my door and my shower curtain. Like I am so paranoid. Like I'm the most paranoid person you will ever meet, like low key. I keep it on the low, but like I have some OCD problems. Anyway, so yeah, I took pictures of like my shoes like wedged in the doors, and like I would put the door at an angle and then I would like take a picture of it or whatever. And I swear I had came home that night that I did that and the door was wide open, the shoe was moved, like someone had opened the door, like didn't pay attention, you know, they probably just thought that shoe was there, and like everything was moved. And then I took a picture of it again and I sent it to my mom and my friends. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, like this shit is fucking real, like this is scaring me. And I'm pretty sure I actually had ended up going to my friend Sarah's house because I got like really scared of being in my own fucking apartment because I knew someone was breaking in my fucking apartment, you guys. Like, you know, I may be crazy and wild and shit, and mama got some issues, but like sorry y'all, I goddamn well knew that someone had been breaking in my apartment. Anyways, I'm like, so yeah, like I remember that night, like this happened a few nights in a row where I had taken pictures and like everything was moved around and it was just really creepy, and I was getting really concerned. Like I was just getting scared, and I knew that like no one believed me, you know, until this happened. Hold on, you guys, this story is about to get really good. So y'all better be taking a hit with me if you guys are smokers. Cheers. And my eyes are probably really red. Let's see. Oh, they're not. I use these really good eye drops. I'll show you guys later if you care. Anyway, so this is where it gets really fucked up, okay? So not only when I took the pictures and I came home and I checked that night or the next day or whenever the fuck I checked, was everything moved around. And it wasn't my cat, because at first I was like, maybe it's my cat, and everyone's like, it's probably your cat, like she runs around in the house because she's bored, like moving shit. And I was like, yeah, that's true, it's probably her. But then it just, after the lotion bottle, I was like, nah, like that was not, my cat's not gonna drag a lotion bottle in here, you know. After I left my cat out the whole day and I freaking like took the pictures of the doors like at certain angles and with certain shoes on certain places. This sounds so crazy, but this really, after that and the lotion bottle, I was like, nah, hell no, like something ain't right. So freaking one day, but mind you guys, I had notified the police at this time and no one did shit. They just said there's nothing they can do about it, basically. Thanks a lot, law enforcement, you did a great fucking job. Anyways, I come home one day and guess who has made an entire living room for themselves in the front of my fucking apartment complex. The one, the only, Hard Hands. Hard Hands. I come home. It was in the daytime, I think. I don't even know what I had done. I just remember it was bright out, and maybe I was at a boyfriend's house at the time. I don't fucking know, but I remember I came home and there was a tent. Oh my god, I kept telling this story. My life is so crazy. I cannot it's hard to fathom that's actually happened to me. I haven't talked about this in so long. There was a tent in front of my apartment, right? Not in, okay, so outside of the gate. So it was outside of the gate, but right in front of the gate. Like when you walk in, it was right next to the gate. So it was on my property, you know what I mean? It was on my complex. It's not like it was on the sidewalk, it was right there. Like, you know, like there was a tree in front of, by the gate. It was like right there by the tree. There was a tent, and he was sitting there. He was sitting there on a lawn chair, and there was flies and shit, like gnats and fucking shit. All his trash was all next to him, and he was talking to himself. Y'all. I'm like, this is like weird talking about this because I haven't talked about this in so long, and it almost feels like unreal that this is like actually happened. It's just like so, because it happened so long ago, it almost feels like made up in my head, but it's so crazy. So he was sitting out front of my complex. He was sitting on a lawn chair, and he was like literally talking to himself. And like I remember I walked up and I was like, oh my god, like that's the fucking guy. That's the fucking guy who's been breaking into my apartment, who's been stalking me. He's been stalking me. And then when I walk up, he's like, hey! And I was just like, oh fuck no. I was like, get the fuck away from me. Like at that point I was like, get the fuck away from me. Like I was so like disgusted, and like it just like was dirty. Like there was flies flying around him, and he literally stalked me and like he for sure broke. That was him who broke into my apartment. Like I'm sorry, like there's no solid proof, like I don't have a fucking picture or anything, but like come on now, like this series of events that led up to that moment of me walking up to the apartment and seeing him there talking to himself, and then when I walk up, he's like, hey, and he like stands up. He was like, what? He's like hey, what's up? You want to smoke? Did you want to smoke? I'm like, dude, no. At that point, I was like, get the fuck away from me. I was like, ew, you know, like, now I'm pissed. Like, this is so fucked up, you know, I'm so stressed out. Like, I can't even, like, go to sleep. I haven't been able to sleep in my bed for, like, it was probably a month and a half at least. And, like, it happened pretty fast. It escalated pretty fast, but, you know, it was pretty traumatizing for me. I remember, like, now it's funny, but, like, at the time, guys, it was really upsetting, and no one believed me. Because I was going through a lot of shit, like, mentally and stuff on my own, and, like, just, like, I was unstable emotionally and stuff, so, like, people just thought I was, like, imagining things. No, like, I'm telling you that there's this freak who's like, Sarah's probably the only one who believed me, you know. Everyone else was just like, oh, you're probably imagining it. I'm like, bitch, like, how am I gonna imagine this crackhead fucking following me home every day, and, like, someone breaking in my apartment? Like, I didn't know, really, until I saw him on the bench that it was him that was breaking in my apartment, you know. At first, I was just like, maybe I'm tripping, you know, like, you know, I was kind of thinking I was crazy, and then that's why I did the picture thing, and fuck all y'all who didn't believe me. Anyway, so yeah, he was in the front of my complex tripping the fuck out, acting a fool. So that's when the cops finally did get called again by one of my neighbors, the residents or someone probably, and then he got removed. Then he got removed, guys. Only after I think someone else had called and was like, oh, there's a bum on the street, or, you know, and, you know, I'm not, no disrespect to any homeless people or anything like that, but this guy was just like a crackhead, like, and he was like a freaking predator. Like, he was, I'm pretty sure that was him breaking in my apartment, you guys. Like, you know, I never had anything like that happen to me, like, to that extent where I felt super unsafe. And then I found, like, the lotion. I found that lotion in my freaking apartment. That was really creepy. And then he was literally sitting outside of my apartment complex, you guys, on the bench. Like, who else? Like, it was just extremely disturbing situation. So yeah, eventually, shortly after he was in the front, I don't remember if I had called the cops that time, but I know. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm pretty sure I'm blown. Anyways, yeah, so after that they listened and they removed him from the property, but it was really actually a scary experience for me. I was basically stalked. It was about, yeah, this situation was about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. I don't really remember. Also, I'm the type of person who I kind of block out traumatic experiences, and this was honestly pretty traumatic for me. Like, I was really scared. I couldn't even sleep for like weeks on end, like until 7 a.m. because the sun was out, and then I was like, okay, I feel safer, like, and it was scary as shit. Like, that guy was literally off his rocker. I don't know what was wrong with him, but like, you know, I'm just lucky that nothing worse happened, and it's just like a funny story time now. But yeah, hopefully this helps any younger girls. Like, you gotta watch your even older girls, you know, you gotta watch your surroundings. You know, these motherfuckers are crazy, and you just gotta stop feeling sorry and being nice to everyone, and just sometimes just be like, I don't want to talk, you know, like, because that was my fault. Like, it wasn't my fault, but I shouldn't have been so like, oh yeah, like, I was like talking to him trying to be nice, and no, honey, this guy is freaking, you don't even know this motherfucker, and he's gonna take your kindness for weakness and try to take advantage of you, which is what he tried to do. But anyways, you guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this story time. And I will be posting another, I think I'm going to post, I have gotten this box of the Asian treats that I ordered off Amazon, and I'm going to do a Get High with me, and I'm going to try the treats. I've seen other people do it, and I thought it was a cool idea, and I love trying foreign snacks, so that should be fun. That's going to be my next vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. You guys show me some love. Leave me any comments on any ideas you guys want me to do on my next videos, my future videos. I love y'all. Please keep showing me support. Even the little bit of support I'm getting really does put a smile on my face and make me happy. Yeah, y'all, if y'all want to see more of this content, you know, just let a girl know. Let's see. I'm gonna take one more drink for y'all, okay? With y'all. This is my last one, you guys. I gotta go to the gym tomorrow and get my shit together. Peace out, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Mwah. See you next time.
Look, okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream.